Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop summation for all the simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. Alrighty folks, we're going to get started with some scenery releases for the FSX and the ESP world. So we're going to get started this week with a release from a Russian release from RF Scenery Building. So they've moved away from their recent string of Italian airports and this time moved a little bit further over and moved into Spain, or rather to some islands off Spain, so the islands of Tenerife, with their release of Golf Charlie X-Ray Oscar Tenerife North Airport. Now, for those of us who've been around flying for a while, you may also know this as Los Rodeos Airport, and for anyone who watches the Air Crash Investigation series as all on the TV, you will probably know this as a very famous and very tragic incident where two Boeing 747s collided on a runway during heavy fog in the 1977. So, it's an airport that has quite the history to it, quite a tragic history to it. But yes, it is an airport that it looks like it's been very well modeled by the guys over at RF Scenery Building. Now it includes a beautiful set of the updated custom airport buildings. So this is fully compatible. This is fully up to date as it appears at the end of 2016. So we've got all the latest airport buildings, custom platform vehicles, as well as custom lighting, runway lighting, have all been modeled here in this as well, complete with 3D mast-mounted lights for both the actual apron, the taxiways, and the vehicle parking out the back of the terminal as well. Baked shadows into the terminals, as well as some beautiful looking glass effects on the windows of the buildings as well. Pretty cool to see as well. These guys have also gone to a lot of effort to make sure that it is multiple platform compatible. In terms of, it is of course compatible with the ESP platform, so with FSX Steam Edition and Prepared 3D. But they've also made sure that it's designed to work with the FTX global textures, but it is also doesn't contain adaptations if you do run any of the various VFR mesh and scenery for the Canary Islands and Spain as well, with a couple of different options as part of the installers, which is really cool. And of course, and it also fully includes all change of seasons are automatically included as well, which is really cool. Very high detailed ground textures included with this one as well, looking absolutely amazing. Interesting enough though, these guys, I know they've done them in the past. They don't have any of the animated jetways. The jetways are all fully static for this one. So yeah, a little bit, yeah, as I said, the RF Scenery seem to sometimes include them, sometimes not. But yeah, this is an airport that doesn't have the animated jetways, just in case you were expecting those ones. But otherwise, looks like a really good representation of an airport that's steeped in a lot of aviation history, that is for sure. So it's coming in for around about $20 US, just under $20 US, or your original equivalent. Available now from the Flight Sim store, and I would assume that it will be coming available from the other Flight Sim retailers in the near future. Available now. Alright, and continuing on with scenery releases for the ESP world and for users of FS9. I know there are still quite a few users of FS9 out there at the moment. So this is another release from the guys over at Tropical Sim. So these guys, Tropical Sim, have taken a journey away from the tropics. This time they've gone over to Omaha, and they've come out with Epley Airfield, which is officially an international airport, though it doesn't support any scheduled international flights. It is primarily just serves as a domestic hub for a variety of both mainline carriers and budget carriers throughout the US, as well as forming a very important freight hub as well. So this one does come with, again, some very highly detailed buildings with this one. Actually, quite impressed with some of the detail of the buildings that has gone here with this, guys. Tropical Sim stuff can be sometimes hit and miss, but this one's looking pretty good, I think. But does include all the SOD animated jetways as well, full specular and maps on the glass terminals for a bit of reflection there as well. Full night illumination and full multi-season compatibility as well. God, I'm having trouble talking today. But yeah, so fully compatible with various of the change of seasons and full customized auto-gen for the airport and the surrounding region as well. Pretty cool, pretty looking nice as well. Fully compatible with AI traffic for F6 and above, F6 and P3D versions as well. So, but very interesting that it is one installer and will come across the entire gambit of the platform. So as I said, that does support FS9 for those who do still use the FS9 platform, FSX in all its forms, and P3D in all its forms as well. So this one's available now from Sim Market, coming in at around about $25 or your original equivalent. Probably notice Tropical Sim stuff seems to only be sticking around Sim Market at the moment, but hopefully we will see it on the other retailers as well soon. But yes, available now for your flight simulation experience. Available now. Alright, moving away from the flights. Actually, sorry, no, not moving away from the flight simulation world. We've got another one of those Steam Edition re-releases this week. So this week saw the re-release for F6 Steam Edition of Carinado's Cessna 206 Station Air. So basically, the Station Air, the 206 is basically a 172 on steroids, bottom line. Bigger planform wing, more cargo carrying capacity, gives some options of both floats as well as your fixed landing gear as well. This one's looking, as I said, I'm not going to go too much into it because, as I said, this is the one that we've seen from Carinado for a significant amount of time. It's been out for a few years now, but yeah, it is available now on the F6 Steam Edition platform. So if you do only fly on F6 Steam Edition, then you might want to consider picking this up because it is a little bit cheaper than buying it directly from the third-party stores. But if you are looking at if you are a multi-platform simmer, then as always, buyer beware when picking our stuff up on the Steam Edition store page because it is only compatible with Steam Edition then. Whereas if you get it from somewhere else, you can use it on Steam and P3D or all the other fun stuff as well. So just bear that in mind. Otherwise, as I said, if you are only using Steam Edition, then it does come in a little bit cheaper than what it does from the standard retailers. So yes, up to you guys. But as I said, Carinado stuff is always high quality. This is no exception. If this is an aircraft that you want to get involved in, it's not a bad choice for this one. Available now on Steam. Alright, now that does wrap up the flight simulation news. Well, the direct form of flight simulation. So we're going to go into another type of flight simulator. So this is RC Air Sim, which is the remote control model airplane flight simulator. Now, for a start, I hate airplane. I hate plane, I hate airplane. I just do. Anyway, this is a bit odd. Anyway, long story short, this has actually been out for about 4 or 5 years in various iterations. It's a iOS Android phone port, and somebody thought it was a good idea to throw it on a PC. Not sure why, but yes, there it is. It is on PC, and look, I'll be honest. It's got released on Steam, and look, I'm going to be honest here. If you're going to get this, you're probably better off buying this on a mobile device. Not gonna lie, because its interface is designed to be touch based, and it says you can fly with a controller, but because it is designed as an RC sim within RC controls, yeah. Having said that, I know there are some that do have things like, where you can get your actual RC like controllers, your remote control aircraft controllers, and actually have a USB adapter to actually hook to your PC. That would probably be useful. For that, it probably would be useful because then you're actually getting some practice time in for actually taking a real remote control model airplane out into the real world. For that purpose, it might not be too bad. Otherwise, if you're looking for something just to blow off a little steam and have a bit of fun with, get this on a mobile platform. Don't bother on a PC. Just gonna say that. Or if you do, get it on Xbox Live. Anyway, if you do want to get it for PC, it is available, $7 regional equivalent, available now on Steam. Alrighty, and moving away completely now from the flight simulation world, moving into, but keeping up something fairly fast. The guys over from Automobilista, they've released their latest in their DLCs, which is their Legendary Tracks Part 2 Adelaide. So kind of close to home. Well, it's still a few thousand kilometers away, but it's still at least the same continent. Anyway, the Adelaide racetrack is a very famous track. It really does. It's a historical. It has both the older historical layout as well as the new modern revamped track that they've actually produced as well. It's a combination road and dedicated track, which is a bit of an interesting one. Not that common, but very common in Australia, not that common through the rest of the world. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. Automobilista is actually I think it's a really underestimated title. It really is. It always looks very beautiful. But not having not played it, I can't really give you a definitive answer. But visually, it looks pretty appealing. It really does, and it's got a wide variety of content. Anyway, but yes, so this is gives you an expanded track for you to go to. As I said, it gives you two versions of the Adelaide circuit. The original classic layout, which hosted the Australian Formula One Grand Prix up until 1995, when it then moved over to Melbourne. Or the new modernised variant, which is used mostly for super trucks, and I believe Formula Ford is also still using it as well. So that is something to behold. But yes, a chance for you to zip around both of these tracks in Australia. Available now, reasonably affordable price as well, only $60 or your regional equivalent. Available now on Steam. Alrighty, and continuing on with some more simulation releases, this time moving into the world of train simulation. We've got another release from the guys over at from Dovetail Games for their Train Simulator 2017. So this is a new route add-on. So this is the North London and Goblin Lines route add-on. Now look, I'm going to be honest here, this one is actually got pulled a couple of heartstrings here when I was looking at the review pictures and reading where the route is. I used to live in North London. A few years ago, I lived and worked in the UK, and I used to get on this line. I actually used to get on at Stratford. So, it's actually, it tugged a few heartstrings here. I'm not going to lie, it really did. Anyway, but yes, so this gives you over 40 miles of the North London, West London, and Gospel Oak to Barking line, and various freight connections to other compatible DLC as well. It gives you 7 different scenarios, as well as 2 trains in here as well, as some pretty impressive freight and passenger locations as well, and done in visually appealing, very, very much visually capturing that part of North London. It's something that I really do like. As I said, this one really pulled a few heartstrings here, and not gonna lie, gonna see if I can grab this one, because yeah, just for the sheer nostalgia value, this really is a driving force for me for this one. But yes, so as I said, includes for the Goblin line, it gives you Gospel Oak through to Barking. North London line gives you Richmond through to Stratford, and West London line is Willesden Junction through to Clapham Junction, that most famous of British railway terminals. It's got several very important and very well detailed freight locations as well, including the Willesden Brent sidings with the Royal Mail Terminal, the Carlton Road Junction connecting the Goblin to the Midland Main Line, if you have that packed as well. The Woodgrange Park Junction connecting the east side of Goblin to Stratford, the Ripple Lane Yard, the Dagenham Docks and Motorworks, and the connections to the High Speed 1 and London, Tilbury and Southend Railway lines as well. As I said, you do get 2 trains with this one, with their beautiful detailed liveries and very detailed did we ever decide if it's a cockpit or a driving cab? Did we ever decide that? I'm thinking it's still a driving cab. Anyway, you get 2 trains. You get a diesel unit and electric unit on this one. So you get the British Rail Class 172 Turbo Star diesel unit, and you get the British Rail Class 378 Capital Star electric unit, with all their fully detailed as well. As usual, as I said, all the trains are fully compatible with Quick Drive, and the entire pack is fully compatible with Steam Workshop scenarios as well. So great little pack there, all in one pack, for coming in at $40 or your regional equivalent. Available now on Steam. Alright, now rounding out the simulation release news for this week. Well, look, as long-time viewers of my channel know, this show is about what's released and available now. And I was in 2 minds whether to actually put this in the show, but I've decided I'm going to put it in anyway. So over the last sort of 8 to 12 months, Dovetail Games have been dropping hints about the next evolution of their train simulator, their next evolution, their vision for the next evolution of Train Simulator, that being Train Sim World. And they released a few sneak peeks and a few previews late last year, and there was a bit of conversation around it during the Flight Angels charity event that I was part of last year as well. So basically, it's now available for pre-order. So there are a few YouTubers out there who've been granted beta access, and there was a beta, a very early beta access, pure public beta back in December last year. But it is getting very close to release date. It is going to be released on the 16th of March, so barely, not even 2 weeks away. Train Sim World will officially launch with their first pack, the CSX Heavy Haul. So yes, this isn't actually available yet. It is a pre-order only. Long story short, basically, if you pre-order, you get 10% off. If you have anything from the Train Simulator and its previous Railworks incarnation on Steam, you will get an extra 10% off as well. So you'll get 20% off. So if you are wanting to get in early, and if you want to get in early with the new the new vision that Dovetail Games has for the Train Simulator franchise, now is a really good time to get in. As I said, 20% off is always pretty good. And just looking at it, they're really pushing the boundaries of what Unreal 4 can do. Like, they really are pushing the boundaries here. And the fact that you actually have to, like, walk around and, like, you can walk around and do stuff and not just, jump into the cab and that's it. That's really interesting and really kind of cool. Reminds me a bit of Avatar mode out of P3D, but, whatever. So, yeah, very interesting. There you go. So normal price is $40 or your regional equivalent. But as I said, if you pre-order now before the release date, you will get 10% off. And if you have any of the previous Train Simulator or Railworks franchise in your Steam library, you will also get an additional 10% off that. So for 20% off. So yes, available now on Steam. Alright folks, that does now wrap up the release news and the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. But before I go, I just want to quickly say thank you very much to everyone who's already submitted and given me some feedback through the survey that I plugged last week. I'm going to keep that survey open for another week. So for anyone who hasn't already, so thank you very much to everybody who has already filled the survey out and given me responses. Some great feedback in there. Thank you very much. Please, if you haven't had a chance to give me some feedback yet, please do. It's helping me guide me where I'm going to be taking, what I'm going to be doing over the next sort of year or two of the channel. So it's always great to hear from you guys and what you think. So yeah, really looking forward to hear from you guys what you think. And as I said, thank you very much to everyone who's already filled it out. And if you haven't already, please, it literally is going to take you like a minute, if that, to fill out. Just a couple of quick questions, fill it out. The link will be in the description down below. I really would appreciate it, and love to hear from you guys. Thank you very much. All right, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.